So yeah, man, that God energy, man, God is self-created, but like that self-created atom. You know what I mean? What God begins when motion begins. You understand me? That's why I say, man is God. Man has a mind. Man has a mind to reproduce and create. Man's mind is where he procreates. You understand me? Woman's womb is where she procreates. You understand me? Now, most people haven't studied history of nothing. We go by, theology or whatever hell we want to study. We haven't experienced true godhood. You understand me? Once you experience it, then you know why it's real.
Do you think that there are certain things right now that we have access to that allow us to tap into that level of consciousness? Do you believe that?
Well, we've always had access to it.
What do you think gives us access to it?
Knowledge. Knowledge awakens the God within. Knowledge raises the vibration. You understand me? God is a frequency on a literal level.
Are you open to different practices and doing different practices that are a part of the knowledge that you are seeking? So for example, if you are on your knowledge journey and you're researching stuff and you find something that makes sense to you that may not be what you're, it may not be a part of what's traditional for you in your organization, but it makes sense. Would you explore it?
It depends on what it is. Now, for me, like I said, I'm a truth seeker.
Got you.
If you have superior knowledge, you're not afraid to go anywhere. It's only when you don't have superior knowledge that you're afraid that something is going to interrupt that knowledge and change what you think. You understand me? And then that breaks the faith. And then that breaks the whole foundation. See, most people, when Elijah Muhammad came, he talked about astronomy. He talked about health. You understand me? He gave the actual facts of the planet Earth. He was given a science that nobody nowhere near close was, speaking and spitting. Like today, everybody's on the Anunnaki, the aliens, began everything. He already talked about the aliens 40, 60 years ago. So once you go deep into the teachings, then you find out that it's levels to them.
Got you.
And then there's get to a certain level where it turns you into a God. And in that godhood, you can travel wherever you want to, and you're going to find correlations of why certain things were said. But a lot of people stay at the initiate phase.
Stay on certain, stay surface.
But once you go into the depths, it's not so that you follow, so that you become. Because if the Honorable Elijah Muhammad had a particular knowledge with a third grade education that he said that he got from God when he was 40 years old, you understand me? He was a preacher's son out in Georgia and farmhand. What made him into a God that he was able to actually produce all the things in his mind that he said will come to pass? Right. He became, at the time of leaving, he had, $80 million.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? He had an empire with his own plane. He had media company, he had school, he had education, he had import, export. He was creating thousands of jobs, Mars, and building up giants like Muhammad Ali and Malcolm X. How did he do that if the knowledge that he had wasn't superior? I just look at things from a very common perspective.
Yeah, and I like that.
If it's not true, then just show me you could do the same, because nobody else have done that. The Nation of Islam still exists under the banner of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. You understand me? He said, I was taught by God in person, Master Fard Muhammad. So where else did he get this God knowledge that he was actually able to produce with it? So if you don't want to look at him, okay, take the spiritual out of it. As a businessman, he was successful. Coming from poverty with a third grade education to going into entrepreneurship, going against the government, you understand me, getting locked up for sedition to where, the government told him, like, look, you can come out when the war is over. You understand me? Fighting against that, all of the odds, and still coming out as a man on top of his word, and offering as much money. Oh, he said, I offer 10,000 on my pocket if you can prove one word that I say is false.
I think that our people, you think about, a lot of our history that was abolished, does reside in Egypt. And I think about Egypt a lot, just in regards to